I think maybe having a few Kests might be a good idea. One thing about the Kests in this game is that they do shoot a lot faster. So their DPS is increased, and another thing is they use the anti-air attack animation. So they're going to make a lot of really cool effects. Damage output, I would say, is about the same as anti-ground for compared to the Heart of the Swarm equivalent. So they're not exactly the best units. I don't exactly blame them. I mean, if we're having the original Heart of the Swarm plus 100 against massive damage, then the Kess would be pretty overpowered. So now I feel like a scrub making nothing but Void Rays, but I guess that's perfectly fine. Supply, no, that's actually not enough minerals. Oof, 400. We're gonna have to make these Void Rays count. That's basically what we have to do. We'll need to get rid of these as well. Yeah, they're looking at 2-2. Although this makes me feel like a scrub, I'm not gonna deny that it is efficient. Okay, so now I'm beginning to regret having this Nexus. We'll see if we can take this base, because we do need the additional mineral income now.
Another breach is occurring. Marking the fissure locations now.
Not gonna lie, kinda dumb. Both in that they're warping in mobs, and also in that they're making this Nexus. And also I'm forced to make skill rays, and I'm not exactly the biggest fan of skill rays in the world. Skill ray spamming, in my opinion, has always been a sign of a noob, or at least a noob Protoss. Except when your opponent is spamming battle cruisers or spamming something else newbie. Stalker spam, very common in the lower leagues. So Stalker spam is actually countered by Void Ray spam in the garbage game because of the win button. What else can we say? I guess people that spam cattle bruisers, people that spam carriers, and also people that spam Void Rays, because in Wings there isn't really a counter to Void Ray spam. Storm, kind of a soft counter if your opponent is stupid and sticks around with it, but generally people will tend to be a turd with their Void Rays. They will sort of just attack and then move out as soon as your shit shows up. So Void Rays doesn't exactly solve the problem there. Void Rays, however, do solve the problem of any straight up engagements with any air heavy army. So battlecruisers, carriers, Broodlords, surprisingly, Broodlords and Cure Potters. Void Ray Colossus is actually extremely difficult to deal with. Managed to collect that without losing too much health. Now we're actually banking a lot of gas, which is not something that happens a lot with Protoss. We're gonna keep 2 probes over here and transfer the rest over. Let's see, do we have anything here? I have a few stalkers. I have a few pylons here, so that's not exactly something that's too important. Oh shit. Okay, that's about as dumb can get. And as unfortunate can get, because now we have to remake the probes as well. We're gonna bzz these things down. Then slabs are dumb. Got rid of that. And now we're kind of down to 2 probes, so this kind of sucks. Actually sucks a lot. The good thing is, we are once again maxed out on skill rays. We sort of have income. Not a lot of income, but we have it. And I think with the Void Ray Shield regen, we should be able to push into things. We'll see. Okay, get rid of that, get rid of that. Pull these back. Get rid of that. I'm feeling mighty scrubby about using Void Rays. Right now what we're really doing is trying to get rid of their production. And also that gas geyser would help. Oh, voids. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. At the cost of 1 Void Ray. fun.
Eruption imminent. Fissures are appearing here.
Oh, they got a career back there. Oh, that's a good thing we got rid of that. Whatever, we'll leave the career alone.
Excellently done, Zeratul. The Void Seeker is now extracting Vespene from all 3 vents.
Now, what I'm curious about is where all these attacks are coming from. Because if we can get rid of all of their production, then it would help us a lot. As much as I don't mind keeping Bobs around, I don't like them. So there's the paper airplane. There's the Pyla. I feel like we're gonna get attacked soon, so potentially pull the probes back. I don't exactly know what gives me that idea. Probably because the gas erupted, and they tend to attack right after the gas.
Channel the light of Io.
Our void ray count is looking pretty good. We did hit a few little speed bumps. Our void ray count is down 1 from... what the hell is 2 times 8? I should never attempt to do math while recording. Okay, these void rays cost 250, so they do use the Heart of the Swarm costs. Although I think Wings of Liberty uses the same cost. Oh, they have 3. Okay. Oh great, Doomslack, get rid of that. I like my Nexuses in one piece, thank you very much. So I managed to hold that off. And now I think I'll actually go up there and break that base. I feel like that actually produces units as well, so beating that down will help slow the attacks. Oh, it's an Archon. Got rid of that rather easily. We're gonna wait for this round of Void Rays, and then we're going to do something. I don't think we're gonna get attacked again, honestly. Shield recharge rate is pretty good. We're looking at mineral problems now, which is kind of unfortunate. Sitting at 12 probes. You know what, we'll keep 1 in the main base. I feel like if they attack right now, then these probes are all gonna die. And I really don't want to be stuck in a situation with no income and no probes. Get rid of that. Feeling mighty scrubby. Everything that warps in is sort of getting told to fuck off. I don't exactly understand the warp in of Bobs. Were they expecting you to use ground units or something? I think I tried with ground units once, and they're just not as cost effective as Void Rays. I mean, if you remember correctly, I even killed one of my own a little bit ago. Whoops. We're at Protoss, we're a dying race. We can't exactly afford stupid mistakes like killing our own units. Okay, so what we have here is income. Void Ray count is good. I could potentially start looking into Kests, but I don't exactly know if that's a good idea. The gas just erupted. Oh, here's the career, so the attack is coming. We're going to intercept that the best we can. The only anti-air seems to be the career, and I think the attacks are all coming from the main base. They're sitting at 2-2-2, so not exactly anything too serious. We did manage to crush that attack rather easily, so our expansion should be safe for now. And we're actually missing minerals, so that second base should come in very, very handy for that. We're gonna start moving towards their main. Calusi. Here's that. Here's that. That. No more warping in, please. I'm sick and tired of trying to bzz down Bobs. See, Bobs actually have the light armor typing, so they're gonna take a little bit more time to bzz down. I honestly don't know what we should be working on. I think getting a fleet bacon, getting some careers or quests might be a good idea. Right now we're sitting at, again, one base. Unfortunately, the campaign does a good job of keeping us on one base, especially since it basically said anything other than skill race spam is impossible. And fortunately, I don't think we lost anything. We didn't even take that much hull damage, although that was a career, and careers actually scale really well off of attack damage. It's not that we're slacking on our upgrades, it's just that we physically cannot get any more upgrades because of the campaign limitations. Here we go, probe gathering gas. Not something you see on this mission a lot. We're gonna make a few probes here. That's just going to help our production a little bit. Gonna drop one round of Chronos, and I'm thinking careers. There you go.
Then he shall be disappointed.
Well, there's the Bob, so there goes the probe. I can't believe we missed the Bob. I mean, I'm pretty thorough when it comes to cleaning out the garbage. We'll get more careers. The reason I'm getting careers right now is because, number one, we do have more minerals, so we can afford to career. And number two, we do have these skill rays, which are rather expensive. And I'd rather not lose them and rather lose interceptors instead. So that's the reason why we're doing the careers right now. I think I might be playing the mission a little bit too safely, and we could definitely finish this mission a lot faster, but that's not exactly something I care about. It's always fun to watch the bzzing of, well, just about anything. There we go, again with the careers. It's unfortunate that we're stuck at 1-1 while they have 2-2. That does give their careers a massive attack boost against our skill rays. You know what? We're just gonna stuck everything on control group 1. It's not like we need to press the win button.
Fissure locations have been marked.
Also fortunate that the Tellurium are not collecting this gas. So let's get another round of the on the careers. Do we have energy for another round? No, we don't. So this is going to be the last of the that we get. Of course, I'm talking about chrono boosts. And now the career takes an eternity and a half to make. What exactly is this one Unsla doing here? Well, I guess we'll never find out. Bad macro kicking in, not exactly something I worry about. It's kind of bad to have, ooh, gas. Lots of gas. At this point, I'd say even making Archons is kind of a good idea. Well, here's the gas. There's more gas, 3 gas. I'm guessing at this point making careers is actually a bad idea because in this mission the gas is essentially limitless and minerals is actually something that you run out. But these bases are not exactly running out anytime soon. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna park these units right outside in case they decide to attack again. They should be so foolish as to attack into a Protoss Death Army, or the Golden Armada Death Air Army thing. They're going to get destroyed, and then we're going to push into their main. I mean, honestly, I don't see a solution to the 2 Colossus, 2 Immortal, 1 Carrier push, except for air units. Now, I would suggest using Kests before, but the Kests have gotten a pretty big nerf. And right now I feel like they're worthless against air units, or massive units.
Gather our warriors and strike as one.
We actually lose a few units here and there. There's the career. We're gonna buzz down the attack because we don't want to get attacked. Slot taking a little bit of more time to kill. I think the careers was a wise investment. It is tanking the Canons a bit. So there's the career. There's the other career. I don't know if I should be attacking the skill rays first, because on one hand the skill rays does do a lot of damage against skill rays, but on the other hand the careers themselves with the +1 attack is going to be much more effective than usual. But at this point, I don't think it matters anymore. All they seem to be warping in are Bobs. And I feel like the massive composition of anti-ground, Bobs, Calusi, stuff like that, just makes this mission very, very friendly to air. Now, just to make one thing clear, we are BM here, do not advertise or support the act of killing pylons. We consider it a supreme form of dickheadedness and BM. Same with like smashing shit and running away with like basically anything. So we're doing this because of the campaign on Brutal and how the campaign essentially forces me to do this. I don't exactly support this, just to get that out there. Like, no matter what the state of the game is, we are BM will continue to be a macro-centric clan. We support macro, we encourage macro, even though we trash people who macro sometimes. But we do not, at any given point, support the act of being a turd, dropping, running away, smashing pylons, running away, smashing production and tech, running away. We prefer, you know, straight-up engagement, things that actually are great to watch. So just keep that in mind as I trash the players, or to trash the campaign computer. Interesting thing to note, the interceptors cannot maneuver around the temple.
The way forward is clear at last.
Yes, but the Tal'Darim are not known to take defeat lightly. They will come to rescue their High Lord, and in force.
Go, Zeratul. Find the answers you seek within the temple. Our blades shall grant you the time you need.
You have my thanks, Talus. Entaro Tassadar.
Adun Toridas, brother.
And that wraps up this mission for the prologue campaign. I must say these campaign missions are a lot harder than the Heart of the Swarm equivalent, mainly because you don't get Kerrigan to melt away armies. I don't exactly like how they force one way to solve the campaign. I do like the increase in difficulty, but in Wings you can finish the campaign in many different ways, even on Brutal. But if you think about these two missions, the first mission we're kind of forced to a retard magnet and cheese with Dark Templars, and in here we're sort of forced to go air. Using Dark Templar might be viable, but it's not going to be viable in terms of attacking into bases because it will always have ample detection, and by the time you get rid of it, your Dark Templars would be dead anyways. Not to mention the large gas investment in Dark Templar, and getting it rolling is very difficult.